Hello everyone, welcome to Ask an Oiler. Today's guest, the newest member of the Orange and Blue, Ben Scrivens, also a local guy. Ben, welcome to the program.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
The premise is fan-submitted questions. We fire them your way after picking the best. Ready to do this?
I'm ready.
Okay, so I mentioned the Orange and Blue. You come from LA last week. You're still wearing your Kings gear. The first question is Lindsay from Edmonton asking you, are you going to get a new mask design? And if so, what will you put on it?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get an Oilers design mask, but that's the $1,000,000 question. I'm still humming and hawing over a couple ideas, and the thing you run into when you're designing a new mask is always you don't want to do something someone else has done. You want to be original, but at this point, I mean, the Oilers have been around for a while. Seems like a lot of the really solid ideas have been done, so you know, it's coming up with a unique idea that's been the challenge, and you know, hopefully when I do decide, which shouldn't be too long, yeah, it'll turn out well.
Now, when you do your mask, do you collaborate with the artist, or are you a guy that comes up with his own art? Some guys have their thing, you know, maybe that's something they do. How do you come about your mask ideas?
I've done it both ways. I've kind of done a collaboration where I've had an initial idea, like this is kind of the theme I want, this is kind of what I'm looking for, and they give me a couple drawings and I'll go, oh yeah, that looks cool, I'll do that. But I've also done it where I know exactly what I want and exactly how I want it to look like, and I got to describe it for them. I'm a horrible artist, so it's a bit of some horrible sketching on my part, and then they have to try and translate into something that looks good on the mask.
And then pads, how about goalie pads? I know there's goalie gear geeks out there that probably want to know when the new pads are coming.
I believe they're in production right now. I know Von Hockey's Twitter account tweeted a picture of the mock-up of what the design's going to look like. So yeah, you'll be able to see what it should look like. But hopefully, I'll have them maybe on the road trip. But if not, definitely by the end of the Olympic break.
Excellent. Okay, next question comes from Chris in Edmonton. Hey Ben, glad you're on the Oilers now. What was your favorite class to take in post-secondary?
I actually didn't take too many classes while I was at Cornell on this subject, but I took a couple classes in Toronto while I was playing hockey, just kind of keeping the brain active. But I wish I would have taken more psychology classes while I was at school, and I'm thinking I'm probably eventually going to take some more of those. So I've taken a handful now, but it's been really interesting. I've kind of fallen in love with psychology books and that whole avenue. So yeah, that would be my answer.
Okay. Something we didn't know. Who was your favorite goalie growing up? This is the next question coming from Ben in Red Deer.
Growing up, I probably had a couple. I never really emulated a guy where I saw someone and I was like, oh, that's who I got to try and be out there. I had guys who I liked, and I like to pick a little bit more obscure guys as I got older. So the first guy I remember cheering for was Felix Potvin, and that all had to do with Rock'em Sock'em hockey. He was the guy making the best glove saves. And then as it went along, obviously being from Edmonton, Cujo was a great goalie, a great local
Oiler,
guy. Yeah, so I was a fan of his, but also off the board a little bit. Byron Dafoe when he played for Boston. Right. You know, that's. He was one of my guys, and that's kind of an obscure pick as well.
But he had a good run in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
So fair enough. He was a good goalie back then.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Speaking of classic goalies, this guy is a former Oilers goalie. You worked with him in L.A. Mike from Spruce Grove wants to know, what was it like working with Bill Ranford, and how did he help you?
Oh, Billy's a fantastic guy. They also have another goalie coach in the Kings organization. His name's Kim Dillabaugh. And between the two of them, it was a great experience for me. I learned a lot. You know, I adjusted some things in my game that hopefully I'll be able to transition those into success here in Edmonton. But you know, it's really hard to dislike Billy Ranford. He's just a great guy on and off the ice, and yeah, he's definitely huge for my development this year.
Okay, next question comes from Shelby in Sherwood Park. What's your favorite part of playing and living back here in Alberta? I know it's only been a week or so, but she says we're all excited that you're back home.
Oh. Well, thank you very much. So far, the best part is being able to see my family and friends. You know, it's been great to throw on the Oilers jersey there, wear that crest, and I'm starting to settle into that a little bit. Feel a little more comfortable around the rink here and on this team. But that being said, my family's always been great, huge supporters of me, and to be able to share this experience with them has been really exciting so far.
Very cool. Okay, next question comes from Shane in Edmonton. Shane wants to know, where did you get the nickname The Professor?
I got it in Toronto. I'm not sure, can't remember the exact guy who gave it to me, but it's a toss-up between either Clark MacArthur or John Michael Lyles. One of the two of them gave it to me, and it's obviously alluding to being an Ivy League graduate, but I never gave it to myself. I don't proclaim to be the most intelligent guy, so it's there's definitely worse nicknames I could have.
Now, I think I saw a picture from the LA Kings when you got traded to Edmonton where you actually posed in a professor-type look. What's the story there? Because you're running with this thing a little bit, aren't you?
That was a Photoshop. I had nothing to do with that. Okay. Yeah, so I would have taken a lot of heat if I had actually dressed up and done that stuff. So kudos to whoever photoshopped that, because you hoaxed a few people.
Yeah, you got me. Actually, the Kings are pretty good that way. I'll have to give them credit there. Next question, Daniel Salmon from Peterborough in England. Apart from hockey, what other sports do you watch, and do you have a favorite team?
I don't know. I'm not a huge sports guy. I'll watch stuff if it's on. I'm not a huge football or baseball guy. I like to play golf during the off seasons, but I don't even know if I have a favorite golfer. Maybe Graham DeLate, the Canadian there.
Boy.
Yeah, exactly. He would, but that's just going in the same corner as my Canadian brother there.
Excellent. Okay, next question. We're going to go back to your days in the AJ. Scott from Edmonton wants to know, how did your time playing with the Spruce Grove Saints of the AJHL affect your career to this point?
Obviously, it was a launching pad for me to get to the NCAA. I never would have made it to this level without a lot of different stepping stones throughout my career. I wasn't a highly touted recruit when I was a younger kid, so I had to kind of go through the back door a little bit. But that being said, there's a lot of guys who have gone through the junior A to NCAA, and then through the minors up to the NHL route. So definitely not the only guy. I'm not an anomaly. The Spruce Grove Saints and every team I was a member of in the AJHL was very instrumental in getting me to that next step of college hockey, and obviously from there, I was just able to continue developing.
Just another member of the breeding ground that is the AJHL, basically. Perfect. All right, last question for you, Ben. This comes from David Robinson from Edmonton. He wants to know, do you have any goalie rituals? Things like saying to yourself, goose, leather, red duck before a face-off to help you focus. They definitely exist, so don't laugh, is what Dave says.
I'm laughing. I've never heard goose, leather, red duck.
It's odd.
That's gonna be tough to shake, because now the next face-off I'm gonna be thinking goose, leather, red duck, and I might be a little distracted. No, I'm actually morally opposed to superstitions.
Okay.
I think they're hugely detrimental to success. That being said, routines are obviously beneficial. And the way you tell the difference is if you can change your routine and it doesn't mess you up mentally, then it's a routine. And if you cannot change something, then it's a superstition. And if you can't change it and something forces you to, an act of God where you can't, the bus breaks down and you don't get to the rink in time to do your complete, superstitious ritual. Now all of a sudden, you've put yourself behind the 8-ball mentally, and you never want to go into a game, in a negative state of mind for any reason, especially stuff that's within your control.
Ben, the professor, chimes in with a little lesson in psychology there. Thank you for your time. Certainly appreciate it. Welcome back to Oil Country.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.